Hey folks, it's Matt once again. Sometimes I'm trying out these new camera angles to see which is the best one. And I figure if I'm going to review the Alien films, I should end it with Prometheus because technically it is an Alien film, even though so many people say it's not. A prequel, it is. It's connected to it. It has the space jockey and the origin. Well, not quite the origin of the space jockeys, but you know what they look like. They're albino, bald assholes. I'm glad I know that now. But I pretty much went, okay, give the film another shot. Why is this? Opinions change. There's a film called Soldier with Kurt Russell. And I was wishy-washy for the longest time. And I'm thinking, well, saw the film again, and I liked it. I liked it. I liked it for what it was. And even more than that, I did a review of Soldier, Kurt Russell. I liked the film. I've grown to like that film. Some films age better than others. Prometheus didn't. I did a big old rant when the film came out. Even the picture has me going like this. And Prometheus did not change. If you wonder why I'm looking down, this is where, make sure I'm in focus. Prometheus by Ridley Scott. Ridley Scott, I enjoy Black Rain. I think Alien is his best film. I still think Prometheus sucks ass. I think it is overrated. It's a good-looking film. I've always said that Prometheus is a good-looking film. It is a good-looking film. It's a visually beautiful film. It's one of those films that you can put on your DVD, more like your Blu-ray player, and watch screenshots of it. Watch it. You know how people buy those things where they just watch a fireplace? That's pretty much what it is. It's just for visuals. Because it's not the acting, it's not the story, it's not the characters, it's not the dialogue. The music is... I don't mind the bits that play in the opening of the film, but the rest of the score is unmemorable. I don't remember a damn thing about the rest of the score. And I'm going to compare it to AVP and AVPR and the fact that they have characters that I don't give a fuck about. I don't give a shit about the acting for the film. At best, maybe Idris Elba. But even he is just the captain who is a rough and tumble. Think of him as a sailor from back in the day. Playing a little accordion at times. It is a great looking movie. The beginning, the camera's panning through the mountains and the caverns, and you see this bald albino fuck drink this shit, and then he falls away, and you get the idea that his DNA is going to the water, and that formed us. Great, so the shit that I see later, they stole the black oil from the X-Files. They stole shit from Mission to Mars. Literally, I'm watching this stuff, and this is how interested I'm in the movie, folks. I'm picking shit off my fucking carpet. That's how interested and intrigued I am by Prometheus. It's a film that I know so many people, the space jockeys, where do they come from? Where do they go? Where do they come from, Cotton Eye Joe? I never gave a fuck where they came from. I never gave a fuck about how they came to be, or this was a story that didn't interest me, and I've seen this done many times. Yes, Mission to Mars. Even AVP hinted to the point of there's archaeologists and scientists, and they look at drawings in the past, or they look at hieroglyphics, or they look at paintings, or they look at, oh, this is what happened way back when, only it's predators on pyramids and shit. And you have this android, this robot named David, Michael Fassbender, which what was... I know he gets a lot of praise, but okay, he plays a robot, but I don't see anything that's special. I think Ian Holm as Ash or Lance Henriksen as Bishop, I prefer them. I prefer their performances. Rutger Hauer in Blade Runner, I prefer them. David was just there. I mean, he gets praised because of the characters. He could be the most interesting because he's an android who has no soul, but he's told to do certain things, including to this asshole who keeps fucking with him. Talk about how you're just a robot. But then the guy, even though he's doing a test, in a way he gets revenge on him as well. But before that happens, he's looking around. He sees into the dreams of our lead lady. Noomi Rapace, I believe is her name. Who I think she was in the original version of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. I did not see those films. Granted, Noomi Rapace played the lead character in those flicks. Charlize Theron is pretty much a bitchy lady. She's a bitch. Which the David character calls her mom. Which I never quite grasped why the fuck he calls her mom. They wake up and they have to find out, okay, why are we here? Because apparently some of these people took the job without even knowing what the hell the reason for them leaving Earth. Just a lot of these guys, so what's the deal? What's going on? And I'm thinking, so you I guess you took this job without knowing what the hell was going on? Why the hell you're leaving Earth for years? Or however long the journey takes? And they show old Guy Pearce. And I'm thinking, why the hell do you have Guy Pearce in this crappy old man makeup? The only time you see a young Guy Pearce is not in the movie. Maybe it was a deleted scene. But there were advertisements where it showed a younger Guy Pearce talking about he's Wayland and I'm guessing that's why, but at the same time, it's nothing to do with the movie itself unless it was stuff that was deleted. Maybe it was stuff that got deleted. But then you just left with Guy Pearce and old man makeup when you're thinking you could just get an old guy to play that. It would be less distracting. And of course, that's the scene where they play the music from the very first Alien. And why? Jerry Goldsmith's scoring Alien is a classic. Why are you playing it when we see Guy Pearce in bad old man makeup? Or distracting old man makeup? Why? What is the significance of playing that piece of music when you see Guy Pearce just talking to this crew of people who I don't give a fuck about? That was such a weird thing to use at that moment. And then pretty much Noomi Rapace and her hubby tell the crew that we're going to here because of all these drawings that we found, cave paintings, and ultimately meet our creators. We think these guys might have created us. Fuck Darwinism, fuck any of that. These guys might have created us. And a guy asked a legitimate question, and this is why I hate, not the only reason, but Noomi Rapace as lead, I hate her as much as Sana Latham and AVP. Maybe even more so, because Noomi Rapace annoyed the hell out of me. I thought she was irritating. I never thought she was strong. There's reviews that say that she becomes a warrior. Bullshit, because I never saw that. I thought her acting was stilted. I thought her acting was unbelievable. I didn't care for her accent. I know that's stupid to say, but it's just me being blunt and honest. I didn't care for her at all. And I definitely didn't care for her character when a guy asked a legitimate question, and because it's a reference to when she was a kid and her father told her this, she says, well, because the guy asks, how do you know? And she goes, I don't. But it's what I choose to believe. Great fucking argument, you dumbass bitch. You're going how many miles and how many light years and how far? I don't know. I choose to believe it. Thank God. I choose to believe that this was a good movie, but then I'd fucking fail. Because I don't think it's a good movie. It's a movie that is pretentious and it thinks it's smarter than it is. That's one of the things about this. It thinks it's smarter and it thinks it's more original than it really is. The whole idea of an alien that beings that created humans, I saw that shit. Mission to Mars had pretty much the same fucking plot. Even X-Files, the black oil, and you led that really all humans have part alien DNA because of this. I saw that shit on the X-Files TV show. And they, like I said before, they actually have the fucking black oil that you see. The black oil from the X-Files. They stole that shit. Chris Carter should sue somebody. It's not that original. And it thinks it's pretentious and super smart. When you have people saying stupid lines, well, I don't know, I just choose to believe it. We have another guy who's smoking weed in his fucking suit while they're in a goddamn, pretty much a tomb with a, that's creepy as hell to be in, dead alien bodies. No way to get out, because they can't get back to the ship at this point. And the fucking guy's getting high as if it's a Friday the 13th movie. But here's the thing. You don't think a Friday the 13th movie has this smart... And I liked a lot of Friday the 13th movies, but at the same time, no one says Friday the 13th is classy, thought-provoking filmmaking. We know what they are, and we're entertained by them. We're entertained by them. This, it thinks it's 2001, but then it does shit that wouldn't even work in a Roger Corman movie. When a fucking theme pops out, and then it opens up to see its vagina mouth, and this guy, oh, you're so beautiful, you're so pretty. Okay, are you gonna fuck it? Just because it looks like a vagina, or what, pal? But, anyway. I'm jumping the gun there. The reason I'm not going over the top, because I already did that when I first reviewed it, and everything I said in that review long ago on my rant on this film still stands. It's a good-looking movie, and that's it. Idris Elba, I like as an actor, but I don't think there's a role that has used him properly. Pacific Rim, I didn't really care for. In a lot of movies, he dies. The Pacific Rim, he dies. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance, he dies. This film, he dies. And they didn't really give much of his character to do, but I just liked the actor. I liked Idris Elba as an actor. And you have a bunch of these folks that you don't know anything about. Idris Elba has two guys with him, one of them Asian. You don't know anything about them. There are times that you forget, oh wait, they're actually in the movie. You don't know anything about them. You don't remember their names. You don't remember any of their dialogue. At times you look at the film like, who the fuck is that guy? No, who the hell is that? You don't do that with Alien or Aliens or even a film like Predator, Predator 2. But this, who's this guy? Who's that girl? Wait, who's that girl? There's a lot of folks who you don't fucking know about and no one fucking cares about. And it's funny, when I look at Idris Elba, another thing, out of the entire cast, he is the only guy that would fit in the first movie. And I wonder if that's part of the reason why I like him as well. Not just because I like Idris Elba as an actor, but out of everybody, he's the guy I would believe that would be in the first movie. That he would be part of the crew of the Nostromo. And I get it. Well, they're not trying to copy it, Matt. They're not trying to copy Alien. Which Ridley Scott should have taken some notes from Alien, because it's a much better movie than this. Because it's not going to be the same, because that's truck drivers in space. He didn't want to remake Alien. I understand that. You want to have scientists. But I don't care about these assholes. I don't care about Numi Rapace. I already said why. Don't care for acting. Don't care for dialogue. Don't care for the writing of her character. Don't care for her performance. I thought she was terrible in it. Her hubby is an asshole and a whiny bitch. And a dumb fuck. Why? He's a dumb fuck because they get over there. He looks at the readings a little bit. Oh wait, don't take off your helmet. Don't be a skeptic. That's being a skeptic? Hey, there's oxygen. Yeah, we're on an alien planet. There can't be, a virus or some type of shit in the air that gets in your lungs and will make you cough up blood upon blood upon blood and pus and guts and boogers. But he just takes it off. She's fine. He's a whiny bitch because they find aliens. Dead aliens. They find all this stuff. They find another race. Their belongings, their technology. And what does he do? He's getting drunk and he's sad because he didn't get to talk to one that was alive. That'd be like... And we're supposed to like this guy? And we're supposed to care when he does die? That would be as if... How do I put it? Person gets for a birthday gift a brand new car. But he's sad because... I didn't get any backup tires for it. And I didn't get... the radio's not working 100%. And... he didn't fill up the whole car with gas all the way full. So I have to fill it up. And... but he's like, you got a brand new car! And you bitching about that shit? You found the find of the century of humankind. And he's an asshole. People go, hey, we should wait on this. No, I want to open my presents now. And calling the android, boy, you coming with us or what? I'm thinking, wow, this guy's an asshole. Why the fuck is Numi Rapace's character with this dickhead? I'm trying to think. They get there. I know what I want to say. I was thinking of what to put into words. This film is not atmospheric or creepy. Because in a way, the film is too pretty. I said it looks great visually. Almost to a point, it's too pretty. The sets, the visual effects, it's so pretty. They're like, wow, that's nice to look at. But you're not creeped out. Nothing about the interior, nothing about the sets, nothing about them are creepy. What's creepy of going in and seeing, oh, instead of eggs like the first film, it's little vases, however you want to pronounce it, which has the fucking black oil from the X-Files. What's creepy about there? What's atmospheric about it? Or what's scary about it? And I say this because Ridley Scott in interviews would talk about, oh, I'm going to steer the hell out of you. I want to steer the hell out of you. What scenes are supposed to steer the hell out of us in this movie? Try and do cheap jump scares? At least in Alien, the ship itself was foreboding. Let alone when you get into the the alien spaceship, and you see that big corpse bones, and there's a certain mystery. But here, you're explaining everything. The space jockeys is this bald albino guy with black eyes that we saw at the beginning of the film, so we know what they look like. We know, if you've seen sci-fi movies and you read novels, you know what direction they're going with. And you know, because it's a Ridley Scott film, that it's supposed to be a horror film in relation to Alien, this is not going to end like Explorers, where they're seen all around the world. It's not going to end like Mission to Mars, where the aliens are not the bad guys. It's not going to end like, it's not going to be E.T. It's not going to be Cocoon. It's not going to be Contact. And they look around. This one guy with the weird hair has these mapping balls, which leads to another point that's stupid. Him and this other guy, they see one dead alien, and they get freaked out. And they go, I'm going back to the ship. Then it goes to Numa Rapace and her hubby and the android David looking around, and David gathers some stuff, and they gather some stuff, and they gather this head, and Idris Elba, hey, you gotta get out of there because there's a storm coming. And then they get out there, and then they go all the way back, and then you have this exciting action scene where Numa Rapace about to get ready to get blown back, and they get saved, her and her hubby, by David. And then Idris Elba goes, where's those two other guys? What, they didn't come back? And I'm thinking, how many people you have on this ship? It's you and these other two crew members you have, right? And plus you have a bunch of other people. You would think you'd be watching the map that fucking mapped everything and shows where people are at in the fucking place you were at. It's one of those things, remember Resident Evil or even AVP, another thing reminds me of AVP, where it looked inside the temple or it looked inside the installation and it showed where people were by dots. This has it too. And the thing was mapped out well before all this shit hit the fan. No one was looking, hey, there's two dots there. And also, why the fuck are those two people who left so much time earlier, how are they lost? The fucking guy who had the mapping balls in the first place and has a little map on his fucking wrist. And plus to get communication. It wasn't, oh, there's interference, I couldn't communicate with you. It's, I could and say, hey, where are we at? Go left, go right. We just didn't do it because the script said so. And people go, well, that's nitpicking. It's not nitpicking. I'm telling you, like 5, 7 different things in a row that's stupid. And this is really Scott's return to sci-fi after Alien and Blade Runner. And this is a film that got critics wet in their panties. And if you like the film, that's fine. I'm not making fun of people who like the film. Two dumbasses, one of them who had the mapping balls in the first place, who mapped the entire area that shows a 3-dimensional map, just shows the dots of where everyone's at, and he's in communication to talk to, because right after Idris Elba calls, hey, where are you guys? Just like that. Why didn't the two assholes do it sooner? Why didn't they do it when they were walking back? Why didn't the guy use his fucking map that's on his wrist? Why didn't he do any of this? All you have to do, hell, go to Idris Elba. Hey, do I turn left? Yeah, you turn left. Oh, do I turn right? Oh, now we're lost. Before the storm hit the fan. Before the storm was even approaching. Before Idris Elba warns them of replacing them with the storm. And then these two guys, oh shit, where do we go? They were freaked out by one dead alien, but then they decide, hey, we're going to stay in this place where there's 50 vases and there's black oil shit leaking out. Even if there's not aliens, I would think, is this toxic? This looks like some bad shit, man. And then another stupid thing, where Idris Elba, before he goes to bed, hey, I'm seeing something here. It says there's a life form there. It's this blip to the east or whatever. Well, what? And then Idris Elba goes, it's gone now. Disappeared, must be a glitch. Okay, sleep top. And leaves! Literally, that's how it goes. That quick. And even the two dumbasses are going, well, wait a minute, what? What? And I'm thinking, they're not a bit worried? Because later on, this character is all about doing what's right and being worried. But at this point, even though he's supposed to be looking out for people who are part of his ship, part of his crew, his responsibility, he's too busy talking to Charlize Theron going, are you a robot? And then Charlize Theron goes, my room, 10 minutes. And then Idris Elba plays with his accordion and goes after. And then around this point, it's also when the android David grabs something and takes a little piece of that black oil type thing, puts it in the drain, and gives it to the asshole hubby. And I guess you're led to believe later on this was a test that David wanted to do because he didn't like this guy and he was curious about it? Or was he ordered by Guy Pearce? Because near the end of the film, you find out Guy Pearce, his old ass, his character is on the ship. And I'm thinking, well, if he was ordered, why would you risk destruction of the ship because you don't know what's going on? And Guy Pearce, you're on there too. Wouldn't you wait until you get home to test stuff? Or where you're safe and sound, not worried if, oh, this guy could go crazy and kill this guy who can drive the ship, or kill this guy and we're stranded and you're fucked. I guess the android David was just curious. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Maybe he's just wanted his way of getting revenge for being treated like shit by this guy. I don't even fucking care. And you go back to those two houses. One guy getting high in the suit. And they're going to try to sleep in an area that's obviously very fucked. And then you get this thing that comes out. And it hisses at them too. So not only it comes up, it hisses. And then people compare, well, look at Alien and John Hurt. Okay, John Hurt saw an egg come up, and he looks, and then he gets grabbed. This is much worse, because it's a thing that pops up. Oh, it's pretty. Oh, and then it hisses at him, and then he keeps saying, oh, it's so pretty. And then it goes after him. Twists on his arm, and the guy getting high, well, I'm not touching that. Breaks the other guy's arm. Spits, I guess, acid on the guy getting high's helmet. He falls into the black oil. His face is fucked up, and he pops up later in the film as a mutated creature type thing. Not really a creature. I mean, you just say he's a creature, but he's a mutated feral human thing. I don't know, and I thought we would see that creature again. Because all that happens is the crew gets back there, finds the guy dead, and the thing pops up and runs away. I thought, oh, we don't see that creature again. We don't see that creature again. I'm thinking, oh, that creature's going to mutate more. Kinda, when you saw the xenomorph and you had chest burster, well, face hugger, chest burster, and then it grew. I thought, oh, that creature's going to grow. But no, none of that happened. So that creature was just there for that scene to kill the two. kill the guy, and then leave. That's pretty much it. And the android Dave is looking at the star map while the asshole hubby gets sick. You realize he is sick. And they go back to the ship. And Charlize Theron has the right idea. Even though the film is trying to label her as a bitch, she has the right idea. Because she comes out with a flamethrower. She's pretty much doing what Ripley was trying to do. Well, without the flamethrower, but was in the first Alien. When Dallas is going, hey, we gotta get John Hurt, Kane inside. And she goes, no, we could all be in danger. We could all die. And Ripley was right. And Charlize Theron was right. She's going, don't let him on the ship. Get away from him. And even the guy, the asshole hubby goes, I love you to no repace. And Charlize Theron says, stay back. Stay back. If you don't show her as an evil, stone cold bitch, she would have just, boom, flamethrowed his ass without saying anything. No, she goes, stay back. Giving him a chance, and then she shoots and burns his ass. What was Charlize Theron supposed to do? She had the right idea, but yet what? We're supposed to think she's a bad guy? Or she's evil? Or I don't know what the hell the movie's trying to do. At least to Newer Pace, because she had sex the night before with that guy. She's pregnant, and she gets surgery on herself, which to me just, I'm thinking, she's cut open so much and it just staples her. Chew, 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 chew. Staples. I guess staples do that? If anyone has a medical field, I know it's a sci-fi. I know it's stupid for me doing it. But it's not even a laser that just and heals it all up. It's just staple, 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 staple. I'm thinking, what about in between the staples? Like if a staple here and a staple here, what about this stuff in the middle? Is that still openable? I know, I just didn't care for the scene. It pulls the thing out. She gets out. Finds out, oh, old man Guy Pearce is there. Ooh, don't give a fuck, but okay. He's hiding because he wants to find a way to escape death. And then, I swear, they try to pull a Raiders of the Lost Ark shit. And people are going, what the fuck do you mean? Remember in Raiders of the Lost Ark, when Indiana Jones had the bazooka? And granted, he didn't have much of a choice, but he's going, I'm going to blow up the Ark. And the bad guy goes, this is a message from God. And I know you want to know what's in this as much as I do. And Indy goes with it. And what happens here? She could do something or not go with Wayland. But he's going, I know you're curious about it. You want to know why. And you want to talk to them just as much as I do. And she goes with him, and I don't buy it here. Your hubby just died. You just pull this thing out with this medical pod thing and staple, 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 staple. But you still, okay, I'll go with you. What? Oh, and this whole time, you have this little action scene where the weird-haired guy who got high attacks a bunch of people. You get some good bits of gore. Okay. And villain gets burned. I just watched John Carpenter's The Thing for that. But the girl's gonna go, and Idris Elba says the right thing. He says this isn't their home planet. It's a weapons installation, weapons base. It's a weapons base. Let's just go home. I don't give a fuck. I just want to go home. And I don't blame Idris Elba. I'm thinking, yes, same thing. They go talk to the engineer that the android David found before, and pretty much he rips David's head off, the android, kills everybody with super punches. Hits Old Man Wayland, he dies. Hits one, they fly back, dies. Just pretty much super punches everybody. Nothing really gory, just super punches everyone to death. One punch, Falcon punch, Falcon punch, Falcon punch. And even though she had all this shit happen in her belly, she's running pretty well. And tells Idris Elba, I found out what's going on, and you gotta stop the ship because it's carrying death. It's carrying all those vases, those vases, and it's a weapon. It's gonna dump it on Earth and gonna kill us all. And Idris Elba does a self-sacrifice, and his crewmen stay, and they crash it. I was thinking, it's a pretty big ship. Couldn't you wing it? Or give it a trajectory so you can then get to a steep pod? But I guess spaceships don't work that way in this movie, in this universe. And it was funny, Charlize Theron and Noomi Rapace are running for their lives. But it seems like Noomi Rapace, who had all the stomach shit, is running better than Charlize Theron. And then the thing is rolling. And I'm thinking, it's rolling like this. Charlize Theron is here. Why did she keep going like this when she could go like this? In case it's rolling, she's here. She just keeps going. Why didn't she go over here? Or why didn't she go over here? Just, no, wait, let me turn, run this way. It'd be a lot easier and quicker. And her death was like, really? That's her death? It was really ho-hum. And, really? That's how she dies? Really? I mean, look at Burke and Aliens. I mean, there's the deleted scene where Ripley gives him a grenade, but you get the idea. A xenomorph gets him. Here. Just... And then pretty much, I think there's a deleted scene where there was more of this fight between her and this engineer, but it was cut out, so it's just the engineer chokes her, she hits a button, and her offspring is this gigantic CGI facehugger type thing that gets on the engineer, so the engineer dies real quick, and she gets away, and she just finds David's head, and wants to know where the engineers come from, because she wants answers on why they were trying to kill Earth. And David goes, well, why does it matter? And her answer, well, I'm a human being, and you're a robot. As if that's why David doesn't understand. I'm a human being, and even I don't understand. Why don't you go back to Earth and tell everyone what happened? Go back to Earth and get a fucking ship. Get a ship and then go back. Go back, tell people what happened, and that way you have people with guns, knives, sharp sticks, pulse rifles, or where the fuck's invented by in this time. Go back to Earth, get more people, tell them the truth what happened. Go back to here and then do it. Or take David with you, and then he could... I'm thinking... And then from Earth, maybe David then can work with the machinery and figure out where they go, and then you and everyone that you bring can go there. And then it's such an obvious setup for a sequel, and they're doing a Prometheus too. And I'm thinking, so if you don't set up with a sequel, why just have one person left? Well, technically two. Why not have a couple more? Why not have Idris Elba? He just set the ship and he escapes, and it's Idris Elba and maybe one or two other crewmen and a handful of people. Not just Noomi Rapace and the head of Michael Fassbender. I mean, if you don't go in with a sequel, if this ending's obvious set up to a sequel, why do you just stick with two people? Well, one and a half people. I don't like this film. I mean, I went step by step just to explain my reason more clear. I don't care for any of the cast. Other than Idris Elba, I liked him as an actor. The closest you get to an interesting character, again, I liked Idris Elba. Michael Fassbender, a little bit, but it's also left in the air a lot of things, too. They didn't want to explain a lot. Maybe for sequels or whatever. I just don't care for the answers that much, to be honest. It wasn't that interesting of a story to me. It wasn't that exciting or thrilling or scary or suspenseful or creepy or astonishing of a journey. They get to a place and they find some fucking black oil. The stupid scientists take the head and they accidentally blow up and they're looks like a fucking microwave. I mean, a guy who's been sort of mutated attacked a couple people. A giant CGI facehugger type thing and a bald albino fuck face. What's supposed to impress me? I've seen films like Galaxy of Terror, a low-budget film in the 80s that have more to them than this. More to them in the horror aspect and the imagination aspect, and I don't know what. So you don't care for the characters. I don't care much for the acting. I especially don't like the lead girl, Numa Rapace. I've said many times I thought she was terrible. I didn't care for the plot. There's stupid stuff like the guy getting high in his fucking spacesuit, or the other guy trying to make out with this vagina-looking thing, and then even when the thing hisses at him, he's still ready to kiss it and lick it and fuck it. And just... they put stuff in there that leads to nowhere. The whole thing with Charlize Theron, it seemed like her character was supposed to have more to it, and then she just dies in such a ho-hum fashion. It's supposed to be this big thing between her and David and Wayland, and oh, Wayland is her father. But then it doesn't really go anywhere else than that. To the point it didn't even need to fucking be there. And I thought it was very boring. A good-looking movie. There's a lot of movies that are good-looking. Doesn't make it a good movie. A good-looking movie. But what else is there? The ideas? They're not original. I don't think... nothing in this was thought-provoking. What was thought-provoking in this film? I got more provoked of my thoughts when I watched the X-Files TV show that I swear they stole a lot of shit from for this movie. Hell, if I want thought-provoking sci-fi, I'll watch Moon with Sam Rockwell. Or even films like The Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal. And I like those two sci-fi movies. Those are better sci-fi movies than this. Moon and The Source Code. Hell, even Limitless with Bradley Cooper I liked. That's more thought-provoking than anything in this fucking movie. It's pretentious. It's not as smart as it thinks it is. It goes nowhere, but it takes a long time to go nowhere. Barely answers any questions because it wants set up for sequels. And to be honest, I don't give a fuck about the answers to the questions. Because it wasn't that intriguing to start with. Mission to Mars, I like the cast better in Mission to Mars. Because you had Gary Sinise, Tim Robbins, and Don Cheadle. And Jerry O'Connell. I like that cast better than this cast. I'm sorry, I do. Hell, Mission to Mars even had a fucking storm. Like this had a storm. They go to a planet, there's a storm. just like Mission to Mars had. And the whole humans and aliens and being related and or close to each other, DNA, and anyway, fuck Prometheus. I still say Alien 3 is the worst. Hashtag fuck Alien 3. That's the last time I'm saying it. I promise. But I did not like this film, and I don't look forward to the sequel. Anyway, I didn't know it'd be that long of a fucking rant again, but I don't think it's as long as the first time I thought about Prometheus, but I gave it another shot, and I felt the same way. Either way, thanks for watching. Maybe I'll do a video on what might be coming in October. May. I'm jumping the gun there. Thanks for watching. Take care, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.